First on WGN, we have breaking news from the south suburbs. WGN Investigates has confirmed the FBI right now is carrying out a raid of Dolton Village Hall. It comes after months of WGN Investigates reporting on questionable conduct by Dolton Mayor Tiffany Henyard, who also serves as the Thornton Township Supervisor. The FBI now confirming in a statement that the FBI was conducting court-authorized law enforcement activity in that area today. There is no further information available for release at this time.
Well, this is what everybody was waiting for finally for the feds to show up. And now the feds have showed up in the city of Dolton. They went into the municipal building, giving out subpoenas, and they're looking for people. Tiffany Henyard, her reign is over, but this is just the start of it. And we know how the feds operate. They go get they start subpoenaing small fries to get people to really tell what they know. Now, they was in the cut for a long time, just observing and watching everything. And when they come, whenever they come, they have something. They don't just come for nothing. They have like a 95% conviction rate. So when they do come, they come for something. Now, they went after Keith Freeman already because they can clearly see Keith Freeman lied on so many different things. But in this video, you get a chance to see why they're there in some of the timeline and the history of Tiffany Henyard and the people that's been upset with her. There's been a lot of disgruntled people within the town. People have been complaining from Alexis Wilson's family to businesses that's been shut down. The residents been complaining about the police department, a whole bunch of stuff. But let's check out what the sister had to say when she did the background check on Keith Freeman. Check this out.
Freeman, he's been in and out of trouble since he was a young person. He was charged for theft in 2000. He was charged with a felony in Iowa when he turned 27. This was back in 2005. Theft in the second degree. Oh, Keith is a busybody. He has a long rap sheet. He never cleared up his charges because back in 2011, he was in Palm Beach, Florida, where they extradited him back to Iowa. They said out-of-state fugitive. Fugitive from justice. That's your boy, Keith Freeman. Because we all know Tiffany Henyard made a big fuss about not giving background checks. And this is one of the reasons why she didn't want to give a background check. Because anybody that works for municipal department or the city can have felonies. And I'm pretty sure they can't have theft. He's a nationwide criminal. He's been in Iowa. He got caught up in Chicago, Kentucky, Daviess County, Kentucky. He's been in Palm Beach, Florida. All these are appearing on his arrest record. How in the world are you filing for bankruptcy, not able to pay your bills? You live in an apartment. That's what I found out from his bankruptcy. He lives in an apartment, probably not so expensive apartment. You're collecting money from the village of Dolton, and you're also collecting money from Thornton Township. So you're making about $150,000 a year. I'm pretty sure it's more. He's saying that he only works for Thornton Township. Your income, Thornton Township, municipality manager. Gross income, $5,800. Now, I'm not the smartest tool in the shed, but from the payroll expenses of Village of Dolton payroll, Keith is on here. This was just in October. Keith Freeman, $3,800 every 2 weeks. And he claims that he only makes $5,800 from Thornton Township. Employer's name, Thornton Township.
But see, it's not only the situation in the city of Dolton, it's also the township where Tiffany Henyard is the supervisor. She's the supervisor over there. So a couple days ago, Tiffany Henyard got into an argument with the moderator, Stephanie Weedman. And you can see Tiffany Henyard and her lawyer, they're going back and forth because Tiffany Henyard don't want to answer any questions when it's supposed to be questioning and answering. And the public is very upset. The township wants answers, and the township is they're saying it's about 19 cities that she presides over, and it's like 200-something thousand people. So these people are very disgruntled, and this is just not black people. These are people of all colors, and she doesn't belong in that seat. She's not qualified to be in that seat, and she makes us all look bad. You know, I'm reading the comments, people saying all kinds of just derogatory things about black people in general. You know what I mean? And it's sad. because she's not a great representation of us or our people, man. But check this out.
So attorney, we're not answering questions, even though the original agenda was posted that way? It said, the original agenda posted says comments and questions. Well, you guys changed it today when we got to this meeting. Okay, you finished?
Okay, again, my comment is public comment, so you can ask.
The agenda posted, okay, attorney, the original agenda posted said questions and comments. I saw you look it up. I am correct, right? That the original agenda posted said questions and comments, correct? Because I saw you look it up on your laptop just now.
Well, first of all, I can look up a bunch of things on my laptop. That's the first thing. Second thing is I have absolutely no idea what was posted here at the township. I know what was sent over to me, and I don't know what I have in my hand right here. In my hand right here, it says comments. And
If you are the township attorney, may we ask you for help in getting our FOIA requests answered?
That's our personal attorney.
I would love for them to answer questions, but I can't force them to do so. So if you would like to ask more questions, you can.
But then we get to one of the disgruntled residents of the township, where he came on there to voice his opinion about how he felt about Tiffany Henyard and her regime as the township's supervisor and the mayor of Dolton. He expressed a multitude of things that the public is really feeling, and the reason why the feds is there in the first place. Check out what this man had to say.
Gardus Watts, 14745 South Park Avenue, South Holland, Illinois. Greetings, moderator, Madam Supervisor, trustees, administrators, and residents. Once again, this administration seems not to care about the dissatisfaction the people of this township has against the supervisor and her staunch opponents. You would have thought that voting down the health referendum for a second time would have made the message clear to this administration. But yet the supervisor had made it clear in her own mind in the last meeting that we are the ones that are wrong. We have been called brainwashed, hoodwinked, and led astray. And she was bold enough to talk to residents that live and vote here as if they were subjects under her rule.
Come on, Ed. Come
No,
on.
Madam Supervisor, we are not brainwashed. We are fed up.
Hello.
Nobody said that we didn't think mental health was important. We just don't trust you to fix it.
Thank you.
Now, in the last township meeting, we talked about this township still having a mental health service. I just asked about the budget, and I didn't get a clear answer. Can you provide the name of the person who leads this program?
No.
Next question. Are they qualified to be mental health service providers?
Somebody have answers? It's questions and comments.
I'm gonna clear it up one more time.
Questions and comments.
This is not Q&A.
Your original agenda said questions and
Moderator, you need
comments.
to learn the
Okay, all
time.
right.
It's public comment.
Never mind. If you would not like to answer, I understand, because you don't want to answer to anybody.
Hello.
Because you feel like you don't report to nobody when it concerns your decisions of behavior. Refuse to play your game. And even though you have trustees and administrators who support your obnoxious actions,
Oh, that's bad.
and trust me, their day is coming as well. We will not support your intentional splurging township money to destroy Dolton.
But he didn't say
We
nothing.
will not support your efforts to subvert democracy in that village. And we will not support your scandalous conduct as the mayor of Dolton that used the police force as a Gestapo unit. You out of all people as a black woman should know better.
We've seen a whole lot of things. It's been a wild roller coaster ride, a very wild ride. We've seen trustees and people walk out of trustee meetings. I mean, the trustee meetings was just totally unruly. We've seen what looks like it could have been riots outside. We've seen her create a podcast Tiffany Henyard on the move, where she began to pile on the people of Dolton, her residents, her own residents. We've seen people complain about the police department. We've seen so many different things. We've seen Alexis Wilson's family come and just wreak havoc in trustee meetings. We've seen people complain about their businesses license not being renewed. There's been a whole bunch of stuff going on. We've seen her on the news when questioned about reporting funds that were spent. We've seen her just have a very cavalier attitude towards it. And this is the reason why the feds are now inside Dolton's municipality building. And now it's all over the news, all over the country. Check out what Fox News had to say.
We began with the FBI at Dolton Village Hall. Elizabeth Matthews reports many in the south suburbs believe this is only the tip of the iceberg. Elizabeth.
Dawn, the mayor here has been accused of misusing funds. The mayor and a trustee are being sued for an alleged sexual assault against a former village employee. The village administrator now facing bankruptcy fraud charges. And today, this afternoon, federal agents popping in Village Hall looking for some information.
The house of cards are collapsing. I think the government is taking action.
It's normally bad news when federal agents stop by a village hall looking for documents, but that's not bad news to many in Dolton.
Months and months and months, we've been begging for someone to come out here and actually investigate as to what's actually going on out here.
Video appears to show those federal agents inside Village Hall Friday afternoon, where we've learned they were serving 2 subpoenas. One focuses on employment and disciplinary records of 25 Village of Dolton employees, including 3 police officers and Keith Freeman, the senior administrator recently charged with bankruptcy fraud. The other subpoena focuses on Freeman and any potential involvement with certain companies, whether or not they received any money, had business or contracts relating to the village. One trustee says Mayor Tiffany Henyard has left them in the dark for months.
Since September, we haven't received financials. And the last time we did receive financials, we were informed that we were $7 million in debt.
The Legislative Counsel for the Board of Trustees says the feds may have a tough time getting the documents they're requesting.
The clerk is the custodian of the records. That's the good news. The bad news is she doesn't have any records because they have taken the records away from her.
I was being told that those documents probably have been shredded weeks ago.
The news of the feds' Friday visit even drawing a crowd near Village Hall, as many in the community support an investigation into Henyard's practices. The trustees even hiring former Chicago Mayor Lori Lightfoot this month to investigate the Dolton mayor.
The people of Dolton want to be rescued. They know they're bleeding. And they know there's no money left, and they live there. And so what's next? Police services, fire services, water, what's next?
The FBI did confirm that they were conducting court-authorized law enforcement activity in this area today, but could not comment further. Tonight, Mayor Tiffany Henyard posting on Facebook, pointing out that this was not a so-called FBI raid here at Village Hall, also adding in a statement, quote, "To all you clowns, that's a part of the circus. Misery needs company. I pray for you all. Stop chasing fake news." Live in Dolton tonight, Elizabeth Matthews, Fox 32, Chicago.
Y'all remember when she got booed? When she came up there and tried to talk and was talking that I'm a black woman stuff and all that. Y'all remember this?
Everybody wanted to continue to be a show and not really show facts as it relates to what's really going on in our township.
And here we go, another contentious night for Tiffany Henyard at the annual Thornton Township meeting. Henyard is township supervisor, but tonight she was challenged by board members and the public. She was booed loudly at several points during tonight's meeting. Henyard said it's not fair for residents to ask so many questions in the township when she says they don't ask them in other communities.
The town got so desperate that not only was the feds there, they also brought in Lori Lightfoot, the former embattled mayor of Chicago, to come in and do an investigation. And I'm hearing a whole bunch of stuff. And she's saying that she will hope that Tiffany Henyard would comply with the things that they were asked in order to get the situation rectified. Y'all remember? See, this whole thing is just a big shit show. That's what it's turned into. And it's sad. But they brought in Lori Lightfoot, and Lori Lightfoot said this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thank you for that incredibly warm and welcome reception. Let me first acknowledge and thank the many residents of this fine village who have extended themselves and given me strong words of encouragement. I can tell from this turnout, there's got to be close to 200 people here, that people in this village want something different, want to go in a different direction. And I want to assure you that it's for you that I am here. And I will do my utmost, if this motion is passed, to make sure that I serve you with integrity. I also want to acknowledge and thank the trustees who are here. And thank you for your confidence in me to conduct a thorough and timely and independent investigation into the matters outlined in the motion regarding Mayor Tiffany Henyard and her administration. As someone who's made good governance the cornerstone of my public service career, I recognize maintaining the trust of those you serve and making decisions in their best interest is absolutely essential. The residents of Dolton deserve nothing less than a government that is fully accountable, responsive, transparent, and effective stewards of your precious tax dollars. As a lawyer and former federal prosecutor and mayor, I bring expertise in leading investigations of this kind and understand the complex challenges of governing. I will commit to you that I will follow the facts where they lead, without bias, and reserve comments from this night forward until the work is complete. At the conclusion of this investigation, I will provide an assessment of the findings and the recommendations, and I welcome and urge the full cooperation by Mayor Henyard, her staff, all village trustees, vendors, and others who have information relevant to this inquiry. Thank you very much.
So I'll say this, right, in closing. You know, we've did people, YouTubers all over the country, the news stations, everybody has been reporting on the small town of Dolton. Everybody. To the point now where they've reached out to the Attorney General. They've reached out to Lori Lightfoot, the former mayor of Chicago, who they said was an excellent prosecutor at one time. And the FBI is on the grounds there. So we've seen Keith Freeman get indicted. Trustee Andrew Holmes, he has an alleged SA against a woman in a trip in Vegas. We have Tahoe Tiffany, where they said that she spent over $150,000 for a Tahoe. We have a fired former police chief that's now the police chief down in Florida, where he's disgruntled and he's breaking down the X's and O's as to the police detail and how that money is being allocated to the police department, where it's not being put, where police officers are not being put on the streets for the safety of Dolton residents. We have that. They have a whole bunch of money that was spent that's not being brought to the trustees where they can keep records of everything. Now they're saying that a lot of that stuff may have been shredded. Well, I'm going to tell you something. The feds is going to go back to the banks. They're going to go through all the bank statements of money that was spent from the time she was there up until today. And sometimes people say, well, why the feds taking so long? Because they do a thorough investigation. And when they come smoking. That's why they have a 95% conviction rate. They already know how to go after people. And then, see, what gets her in trouble is she has former disgruntled employees that are very upset, that are talking. They have a lot to say. A lot to say. So she's in trouble in the city of Dolton. She's in trouble as the supervisor of Dolton Township, where now those mayors and the residents there are very disgruntled because they see what's going on in the city that she resides over as the mayor. This is going to be very ugly for the city of Dolton. Their trustees are saying, like Tiffany Belcher and them are saying, and Miss Norwood, Kiana Belcher, and they're saying that there's $7 million in debt because of this woman. So if that's true, the feds is going to want to know where that money is. Man, this thing is a lot. They're looking at her as being a slumlord, where she got $30,000 from man, listen, she's been doing the most. She's been doing a lot. You know what I mean? It was the Philadelphia Housing Authority, where the home was already foreclosed on. So the feds is looking into that as well. When they come and drop the hammer, they're going to drop it. And that's why she got rid of that podcast, Tiffany Henyard on the Move. She's gotten real quiet because she knows that it's over. But I'm going to cut this video short here, man. Leave your comments in the comment section. Let me know what you guys think. If you made it this far in the video, hit that like button and subscribe to Street Media TV, man. Remember, I love y'all. Till the next time, peace.